Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 6, 18.6, try and catch constructs in Java. Actually, for the sake of exceptional handling mechanism, Java provides 5 keywords: try, catch, finally, throw, and throws. Totally, 5 keywords are provided. Now, one by one, I introduce because we have to learn a number of points at every stage. That's why, as I told you already, I don't want to dump. So, gradually, phased manner, we learn. At the end of the study, you must master each and every concept. Thereafter, you must apply this mechanism in your programs, future programs. That is the objective. That's why, in a piecemeal manner, I am going to explain. Now, in this program, I would like to explain these two: try and catch constructor, catch blocks. Actually, if you take other control structures like if, uh, for like the selection control structures or loop control structures, if you take, normally one line is there. Under for statement, you would like to write one statement. Then you need not create a block. In the same manner, for if or else, if you want to write only one statement, you need not write a block. Creating block is not compulsory, but while you must write a block. Okay, that you know that. But as far as try and catch are concerned, block is compulsory. They may have one statement or multiple statements. Creating try block, creating catch block are compulsory. That is the first point what you have to learn. Next one, try. What is the purpose of try? Actually, where critical code is there, critical code means where the scope of throwing exception is there and all that, that code should be placed in one try block. Suppose different statements are there. Suppose if you are writing 5 different statements, 5 crucial statements, they may create different types of exceptions. In such case, what you have to do, for every critical statement, I simply call them as critical statements. That means where scope of exception is there, such type of statement should be written in try block. Suppose you see, this is a try block. In the try block only, the previous program only. In that program, I didn't write any try block and catch block. Now I am writing. Now we see where exception is thrown. Through this code, exception is thrown. That's why I have written within the try block. And if you want to write anything, you write that relevant to that. But what I suggest you, you should not write multiple statements which have possibility to throw exceptions. Such number of statements you don't write. For every critical statement, one try block is create. That's the first principle and rule you must learn. And for every try block, you must write either one or multiple catch blocks. Either one or multiple catch blocks immediately after that. Now, this is the try block. Immediately after that, the corresponding catch block I have written. Try and catch are two keywords. Now, this is the way you have to write. In between, you should not write any other code. Between try block or catch block, if multiple catch blocks are there, between two catch blocks, you should not write any other statements. Understand? That point you remember. First, there are many other points. I will explain you one by one. First, I will explain this program and how I use it. what is the impact of that, all that you can learn. Here already I told you, this is for the sake of safety. We are putting try block and catch block and all that. Now, if no error occurs, they have no role. As I told you, always this example you keep in mind. Actually, a ministry is there, when he is going to public, then many security measures they take. Nothing happens, nothing goes wrong. All the security measures have no role, but something happen, then they have role. In the same way, here these are like security measures. So nothing happens, those are simply, the system simply ignores them. Something happens only, they have some role to play. That point you must remember once again. Here same program, I think I need not explain to you, and A, B, C, D, and we are reading using console class, and that's why I have imported Java IO package, and we are reading A, B, C value. I need not explain. Now, here you see, in try block, the critical code you have written, D is equal to A by B minus C. So, thereafter, immediately after that, catch block you have written, and exception E you have written, and exception is caught. Some message you have written here. Thereafter, this value you are writing. That is the code. Here, one point I have to tell you. Actually, there is a scope for throwing an exception when it is possible. Suppose first case you see, you have given values 20, 20, 10. That means 20 by 20 by 20 minus 10. That is, the result is 2. Value 2, this value 2 is printed. No issue at all. There is no role for try and catch blocks. In the second run, what you did, A 10, B 5, C 5 values you have given. Then obviously it is integer division by 0. Integer division by 0. Now what happens here? This is the critical statement. Here one exception was made, one error was committed. Then what happens? It is converted into an object. This point you have to understand. The exception, the runtime system converts into an exception object, and it is having a name also. Already I told you, arithmetic exception. When integer division by 0 we make and all that, arithmetic exception is thrown. Now that is thrown from here. Now here one thing you have to understand, when no exception happens and all that, this statement is printed. See, end of the try block, this is printed. Okay, and next run you see, this is not printed, this is printed. Okay, now this is thrown from here. Then if you throw something, something should be there to catch it. Now some type of exception is thrown. Who can catch it? The corresponding type only can catch it. So here what we have written, exception E. Already I told you, for all types of errors and exceptions, what is the superclass? Exception. This is the superclass. That E I put. Suppose if I write arithmetical exception A, if I put and all that, this is okay. Some other exception name, array index out of bound exception, and B I put and all that, it is not relevant. But what is relevant? Any type of exception may be thrown. What is compatible one? Exception. Your grandfather may have 20 grandchildren out of different sons and daughters, 20 grandchildren. What is the common reference? Your grandfather is a common reference for all the 20 grandchildren. In the same way, there are 50, 27 exception class and 23 error classes. All there all their objects are compatible with exception E. That's why we write exception E. That you have to understand. If you do not know inheritance, you cannot understand this concept. Okay. Here in catch block, we simply put exception is caught just for understanding. We put some exception handling code. Now, in this case, in the case of failure, in the case of exception is thrown, what is printed? Exception is caught. This is not printed, which is not printed, end of the try block is not printed, and this is printed. What happens? Once this is thrown from here, the control never goes here. Control comes into this block. Once control comes into the catch block, there is no question of going back to the try block again. That's why this was not printed. This is printed. This is the basic details about the try block and catch block.